What if Nvidia, the world's top AI chip maker, quietly asked key suppliers to pause production of its China-focused H20 chip? Is this a calculated strategic pause, or a direct response to political pressure? And what does it truly mean for global tech, the AI race, and the stability of Nvidia's supply chain? You're watching Global Chip Dive. No matter where you are, if you want clear data-driven updates on the intersection of AI, geopolitics, and semiconductors, subscribe now, and let's get started. According to multiple reports, Nvidia instructed suppliers including Samsung, Amkor Technology, and Foxconn to pause production on its H20 AI chip, designed specifically for the Chinese market. This pause follows pressure from Chinese regulators, who warned domestic firms about potential security risks associated with the H20 chip. Nvidia responded, stating it was actively managing its supply chain and reaffirmed that the H20 is not a military product. The H20 was Nvidia's workaround for United States export restrictions, a high-spec chip aimed solely at China, but carefully packaged to avoid violating rules. Despite temporary United States approval and a $4.5 billion first-quarter revenue blackout from restrictions, renewed scrutiny in China turned the heat back on the chip. China's actions could signal a broader push for domestic chip independence, with H20 becoming a politically sensitive flashpoint. At the same time, Nvidia's CEO Jensen Huang, was in Taiwan, meeting with TSMC to talk about their next-generation products. The company is reportedly working on two chips designed specifically for the Chinese market, the B30A, which uses Blackwell architecture, and a more affordable RTX 6000D. Both are meant to get around export and security restrictions. Right now, supply chains are really in flux. Samsung is supplying HBM3, Amkor is handling advanced packaging, and Foxconn is managing back-end processing. So, when H20 production stops, it disrupts the entire chain. Still, despite all this uncertainty, Nvidia's stock actually rose a bit on the news, since investors viewed it as a smart move to reduce risk, not as a sign of collapse. This move really underscores just how important tech has become in the ongoing China U.S. power struggle. Export policy, national security, and the race for AI dominance are all colliding here, and these are basically the table stakes for the chip war. Even vendors like Tencent, ByteDance, and Baidu were summoned over H20 chip usage, which just shows how broad the influence runs. Nvidia's pause might actually be a stabilization effort, not a withdrawal, but more of a recalibration under pressure. So let's walk through three possible futures for Nvidia in China. First, scenario A, the strategic pivot. Here, Nvidia transitions to B30A or RTX 6000D, manages dual market access, and tries to mitigate geopolitics. Second, scenario B, regulatory lockout. If China keeps tightening restrictions, Nvidia could be forced out long-term, which would empower local chip makers. And finally, scenario C, negotiated access. In this case, a diplomatic resolution allows a gradual H20 return under stricter oversight, helping sustain sales. Looking ahead, you'll want to watch earnings updates and listen for CEO commentary, especially for any language about China expectations or chip replacement plans. Also, keep an eye on sourcing shifts and new orders for B30A and RTX 6000D. It's smart to monitor Chinese regulator statements for any reframing on H20 or domestic alternatives. And lastly, definitely watch Nvidia's stock and its AI sector peers, like AMD, Qualcomm, and those Huawei alliances. Nvidia's pause on H20 chip production isn't really a retreat, it's more like a strategic pivot under pressure. Whether the company adapts or ends up getting squeezed out will shape the next chapter in global AI infrastructure. So, what do you think? Is Nvidia winning a tough game or losing ground in China? Let me know below. And remember to like, share, and subscribe for fast tech insight in every episode.